Okay, I think we're back. You know, with all the upsides of Germany, sometimes I don't get it. This is a newly built apartment, you know? And the internet connection is great for the most part, but sometimes it just shits the bed when I'm streaming, and I have no idea why. Because the internet is never gone, but it just drops all the frames. Love it. Love that. Internet died of cringe, probably. Nah, no worries. But I mean, it's back to normal. I hope that's not a common occurrence now. I have done nothing to make it work better, but it does now. Like, back when I was living in my old apartment, that internet was fucking trash and never, like, stable. And I'm glad I have more control over the kind of internet I'm getting here. But sometimes it's just out of nowhere, you know, because I'm connected to, like, via LAN, so, like, you'd think it would never have those issues. In any case, but yeah, you're totally right, my Valis should be better. My Valis was so bad, internet died of cringe. Which, honestly, understandable, man. But yeah, it might just be that I'm holding a direction for half a second longer than I used to, and it still worked until it didn't anymore, because I have now wrong muscle memory. But usually that's a trick that I never, like, sometimes I have to relearn it, but I never have big trouble with it. Yeah, like, why here, man? Okay, legitimately why there? I'm holding the direction on the second jump wrong. Surely. Maybe I should do more of an angle. But yeah, at the latest in 3.5 hours I have to leave, because I'm going to watch a movie at the cinema with my brother, the F1 movie. It's supposed to be pretty decent. I have no idea what the movie is exactly about besides F1, but it sounds cool. But I'm glad I still found the time to get groceries, cook, clean a bit, and now a couple hours of streaming. I barely get time to, like, actually stream nowadays, even though I want to do it more often. At that in-person event, they were all asking, oh, do you have any kind of schedule for the stream? And I'm like, oh, hell no, I wish I could, like, I wish I could have the time to schedule properly. I mean, in theory, I probably could make 2 or 3 times a week, but once the schedule, it feels like work, you know, and I don't really care about viewership as much. Yeah, exactly. Though, like, if I actually wanted to build viewership, a schedule is of course essential. Even if it's just a couple times a week or whatever. But, I mean, I just do that because I like speedrunning. And if anyone is willing, if anyone is interested in watching, that's good enough for me. Like, right now, I'm streaming at a time where pretty much no Americans are awake, not even talking about half the Europeans who are busy with other stuff. And then again, I would also have to do like at least 4 to 6 hour streams for it to actually catch on, where it's like after 2 I'm feeling tired. But it's cool that there's always a couple people hanging around. Back when I was like peak grinding and streaming often, I was able to keep like 15 to 20 viewers, which is a lot in my world. Not in the grand scheme, but for niche speedrunning stuff it's not bad. Man, that was decent, but then Wonder decided to just not. Yeah, that's what it is, isn't it? Unless I have like a clear goal that I'm getting towards. Like, sometimes I can just bring out the 6 to 8 hour grind. But most of the times, if I do that, and then the whole day is gone and all that I did that day was stream, it's like, bro, I also need time to fucking relax. But yeah, maybe tomorrow I'll do another one, depending on circumstances. Because that's always good. Recently, with my work, it's been a combination of like a certain colleague and sometimes being understaffed, sometimes some customers being annoying, but it's just the workload in general. Had a lot of appointments and such shit like that. But it's like, you know, in the grand scheme of things, it's a chill job. Especially since I'm good at it. Okay, come on. Can we get past Valis, guys? Thankfully. Finally I get the setup I want. Almost. Almost the goat stuff. This was okay. Facebook, am I right? Imagine Facebook. But then here's my old 30-year-old ass posting stuff on Instagram, which nowadays is probably already not the thing to do anymore. I don't know. I recently made myself a TikTok account so I can catch up with the youth. I don't like it there, but sometimes it's kind of funny. I don't think I will start posting my content there though. I was thinking maybe doing some YouTube shorts, but that's work, man. Yeah, but see, that's probably a reasonable thing to do. But I'll just like it as a catalog, even more for myself than for other people. Just whenever there's cool stuff happening, I just make a post and have it like as an online reference, I guess. From the event I got to like take some screen caps because it's just very cool. There isn't enough photos, unfortunately, from when I was doing runs, but you can just take it from the stream as well. Yeah, exactly. This one also didn't work during the marathon. Wow, this looks like a plant as hell. Okay, I can make it work though. Just gotta keep going. It's not great, but it's not terrible. I mean, close to terrible, but good enough, I guess, for my own standards. For the first two Colossi, my standards are fairly low. Oh, it keeps getting worse, man. Once you stop understanding some of her references. Oh man. Oh, at least I stopped being a teacher, man. Which is great. So I don't have to deal with any of that bullshit. Ugh. Okay, the pace isn't great, but if I get a good guys, this one has still potential. Feeling okay about this so far. Yeah, man. But yeah, honestly the thing about that in-person run I'm most happy about is that I hit the Phaedra launch. Like, Phaedra launch just feels like a 50-50 during these kind of events. And whenever I hit it, it's just such a relief. Hitting the Phaedra launch and not falling off Avion are like the two big things. And then if you manage to get the Hydra skip, you're usually good to go. Because all of our skips have either easy backups or I'm confident enough at where I'm not worried. But specifically Phaedra launch and not falling off Avion are important ones. I mean, honestly, there has been so many developments that starting fresh, it doesn't even take too long to get into it. The route improved by quite a bit, in subtle ways. I made a little guide on it, with all of the things you need to know once you can do a boss rush. So basically learning the boss rush strats and then watching that video should get you up to speed for everything else. So the resources are out there. It's just about putting in the effort. The initial barrier is kind of harsh, but you can also skip strats, like Hydra skip. The new Gaius, like, skipping Gaius launch seems kind of weird, but it's straight up an improvement. Because even like not getting the initial strat will still get you there faster. Kinda slow. But let's hope for the best. Please give me a thing, man. Oh fuck. Well, let's hope for the best. This is not great. Bro, what the fuck are you even doing? I'm so confused by this. But this should still be fine. Just a couple seconds of time loss. I'm just also very confused by his positioning here. Wow, this was also very confusing, but it works. If it works, it works. So basically I messed up. Wow! And of course I would make this once I get a meme stab. Of course, why not? Well, let's see what the damage is. If I get a quick transition and get that belly stab in quickly. Well, that wasn't the transition I was hoping for. So basically this was a perfect Gaius besides one meme stab. Fucking hate it. Yeah, no. I'm not taking these kind of Gaiuses anymore. I don't have time to deal with that bullshit. Because it doesn't quite kill the run. But it might as well, because I'd rather have the cushion at the start and then have some leeway in the late game rather than try harding like past guys in such a way that basically everything has to be perfect. No, that's the thing. The launch was easy. I'm sorry to say for all the people that struggled with the launch, but the launch was piss easy once you were consistent at it. This strat is fucking hell. Like, this strat has so many moving parts to it that it's like legitimately, no joke, it's the hardest strat that was incorporated into the run by a long shot. And even though I'm getting better at it, it's still like, it's worth a time save. It's quite a bit faster, and even if you mess it up, like, whatever I just did now was still faster than the launch, even though it's not good enough anymore. But it's not easy, because getting those 3 stabs in and then into the transition is hard as hell. Well, basically, you have to get the 3 belly stabs in very quickly, and then you barely have enough time to grab onto the arm. It looks easy when it works. I guess I can make it look easy, but it's hard as fuck. Because those cycle stabs are not conveniently set up. And if you fail one cycle stab, it's already over with the timing. You just don't have enough time anymore. But for new beginners and stuff, you can just go over the back and it's not bad. It's just getting the perfect execution of this is very hard. But it's like, you know, it feels easier than Avion IL. But it's probably because I haven't practiced Avion IL. Oh yeah, that is easy. Jumping onto the middle portion is easy, it's just everything else after is hard as fuck. So that part you can definitely incorporate and have an advantage if you sucked at the launch. It's just that the launch gave you an easy setup to get a decent time. Like, once you get the launch, you have everything set up in a way where it's impossible to miss. Here it's just, you know, that jump is the first part and then everything after is a bit crazy. But yeah, for that jump, what you basically have to do is you wait, and then it does like a slight up animation, and then you just run into that part of the sword that's a bit elevated and stumble into it, and that's what gets you the boost. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. It's just, you know, there's a lot of things in that skip that can make you lose 10 to 20 seconds. Like, in my PB, I lost those 20 seconds. So the goal is basically to stay even on everything and gain those 20 seconds on Gaius. Then not lose those 20 seconds in the mid game, ideally gain more. Like, I calculated it. If I got a very clean early game to Hydras, I could be up by like 40 seconds. I mean, honestly, all the adjustments that we made are easier. They give you a time save for free, pretty much. The setup for Bassaran makes it like IL, but it's also faster IGT-wise. The new setup for Hydrus is a lot better. There's a new setup for Phalanx, which is easier and also faster than the old IL way. Like, most of the things have gotten better. It's just Gaius. But Gaius also has only gotten worse for like the top end, top 3 kind of run potential. For regular people, probably it's not that bad. What the fuck, man? Okay, sure. I hate that he just gets a plant there. Oh, I wasn't even recording. Thank God that died. Why wasn't I recording? But yeah, basically what I recommend for new people is just, as you start, do like attempts of all like the boss rush strats in ILs first. Practice them until you have a decent consistency. Then just do like 10, 15 no reset boss rushes. Like hardcore no reset. And each time you finish one, look what you failed and practice that a bunch in between. That should get you to like low 40-minute RTA. Then once you're happy with your boss rush time, watch my any percent video guide, make those adjustments, get those saves, practice a bit, and that alone should give you a 103 basically for free. It's a lot of work, but it's better than ever, like easier than ever to get like a low 103 or sub 103. Even sub 1, like what used to be a 103 is now a sub 1 with all those improvements. It's just about being systematic on applying all those changes, which is what people struggle with, having a system. Well, yeah, of course, you can't avoid the work, but if you did the same amount of work back before all those strats would be discovered, you would get like a 108, 109. Now you would get a 103, 102. That's what it feels like, at least. Okay, could I please focus for a moment, like, legitimately? Why am I failing Valis over and over again, which this is sad. Something about my Valis setup is bad, and I hate it. I always was 100% at Valis. Why is it so hard now? No, it's not you, it's legitimately just something off of my muscle memory. But yeah, let's see how that develops, how my muscle memory feels, how the vibes are. Okay, what the fuck is wrong with me? Legitimately. I have to go back into the fucking IL and figure out what the hell is wrong with me. Like, there's no other way, unfortunately, and fucking hell do I hate it. Have you all seen that the Forbidden Lands are a simulation? This save proves it, see? It all loads in from the Matrix, man. Somehow I glitched this save and this always happens and it's very funny. Okay, even though this worked out fine, I don't want that. I want to aim for the left side of the face. So something is off. Okay, it might actually be the audio cues. Because recently when I was listening in, it always delayed my audio. Yeah, now I just did it uncomfortably early and it worked out fine. Oh, of course, of course. Yeah, it might be that. There's no other explanation. For some reason, when I used to do this, the listening to the game was always consistent. Now it isn't anymore. Yeah, there's an audio delay that gets worse and worse. And what I used as a sound cue for the setup just doesn't work anymore. Yeah, that proves it, man. Yeah, man. Okay. Yeah, basically, since... yeah, that's what I do. I could have a setup, which I sometimes do for Pokemon, because in Pokemon, if I record the audio through like the GameCube, it also doesn't really work well. So there I just listen through the TV, not TV, I play on a monitor, through the monitor. But I somehow, one of the earbuds I had that was still with an aux cable fucking broke. And I can't find the other one that I have, or used to have, which is the issue. And I also have the feeling that the freaking wireless headphones that I use are slowly dying, so I think they also add like delay to all of this. Like legitimately, let me just search. I had like the pink ones. I had pink earbuds that were okay still. But I can't find them anymore, unless they are lost. I just have like a big chunk of cables in here from the time when I tried to make retro consoles work with old school cables. And now I just have infinite amount of cables, but still can't find the one that I actually need. Oh man. Yeah, but yeah, you're completely correct. And what annoys me the most is that specifically for Shadow, for recording Shadow it was always fine until it wasn't anymore, and I have no idea what caused that. That's the frustrating part. Well, I mean, it's not bad right now. I'll just reset the whole thing and I'll just try to jump a little earlier on, like, Valus, because the audio is only bad for me. It isn't affected for the recording, so it's not too bad. Yeah. I mean, I just got those for convenience, and they used to be completely fine without any issue. But recently they've been acting up, they've been losing connection more often. And the audio cues in Shadow are not bad. There's only like 2 that even slightly matter. And for the most part I could probably play this game without audio. But on things like that, when it starts desyncing, I kind of start noticing that it still matters more than I think it does. Specifically on Zenobia, when you hear Zenobia turning, it matters. And on Valus apparently it does as well, because I time my jump that way. I'll just do it uncomfortably early and it should be fine. It's just that the delay gets worse and worse the longer I stream. That's the annoying part. But I should probably buy... Aren't there ones that can do both cable and wireless? I wonder. Okay, that worked out fine. Whenever you are bad at the timing, just do it uncomfortably early or uncomfortably late, and it just works, man. Unfortunately, that Valus still did a thing, but that works. I mean, nowadays you can't even get away with wired anything. They took all the aux plugs away, man. I mean, my PC has it obviously, and also a monitor, so maybe just buying another pair of cheap aux things just for the sound during speedrunning. That would probably be smart eventually when I want to speedrun other things as well. It's just that I had to buy a lot of stuff this month, so I gotta wait a little. Not that I couldn't afford it, but it's just like... I recently found out with my eyesight is shit, which was very funny. I was visiting Usu, and for the fun of it, she just put on her glasses onto me, and I realized I see better with them. So I took an eye test, and turns out I'm short-sighted. More so than I thought, and yeah. We'll be spending 400 euros on proper glasses. That I'll be getting next week. I also had to buy a new TV because my old one broke. And now my bike also broke. But for now I got an alternative one. I used one for my stepdad, so at least there I didn't have to spend another 500 euros or so. Also want to save up for a Japan trip next year, so man. Thinking about buying new headphones, even though I would probably benefit greatly from them. Just sounds so bad after already having spent like 1,000 just this month on stuff that broke. Not great, not bad. I gotta take a look at those kind of headphones. If they can do both, it sounds like a good deal to me. Yeah, I mean, my eyesight is not nearly as bad as yours. I'm at like minus 1.25. But it's just, and after I became aware, I started noticing where, you know, when I don't see things just quite as much as I should, and I start doing like the blinking thing, and then I can kind of see it. But yeah, when you realize normal people don't have to do that. So I don't technically even need them, but it's just, you know, it would probably be convenient, and we'll see how I'll look with glasses. But sometimes even at work, like, if text is too small, I have to do this thing, you know. Yeah, exactly. And then I just asked my friend who has perfect eyesight, oh, can you read this? Yeah. And I'm like, well, I can't. Fuck. But I think because like I've read that like short-sightedness develops fully usually until the age of 25, so I probably had it for a while and just didn't notice because it wasn't that impactful. But even with things like chat, like my monitors are decently far away and I can read it, but it's starting to get a bit blurry. Like if I look at the chat window on the OBS feed, like within the stream, I already struggle reading it. Well, I mean, that's what I read. But I mean, if it's already as fucked as yours, I don't think it gets worse, does it? It's more so if you didn't have it in the early 20s, it can still develop until 25, I think. That's how it works. Depends a lot on genetics as well. I mean, I got all kinds of other issues, like my genetics basically try their best to kill me, starting from mid-30s until like, you know, a lot of my relatives died mid-40s on heart attacks and stuff. So, yeah, man, I already have blood pressure issues and stuff, which isn't a vibe, but oh well, medicine gotta keep me alive somehow. So, I'd take bad eyesight over that shit. Oh, same here. I mean, it's worse for other people, but yeah, man. I thought I escaped it, but now I can clearly see the damage. So now I actually hit the guy's timing properly. It makes hitting the arrows a bit harder, because you just about get enough time to do 3 before he attacks you. But doing an extra safety one is decently okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so far so good. Yep, that's good. Hell yeah. Got the thing, man. I got the thing. Okay, I didn't want to get that thing. Yeah, man. Should have done a half stab. But I should be fine here, as long as I get the third stab in. Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. I lost a bit of time just because I somehow always avoid the plan, but the position was too far forward to get a clean cycle stab. But this is good. This is very good. Should almost get me with a 20-second time save. Nearly. A bit of time loss, those shows, but it's not severe. Yeah, 15 seconds is good. I need to drink, man. I'm getting better at the thing, and like this helps a ton. Because now if I can keep pace, I have more time save on Barba and Hydras. So I can probably save up to 40, 45. I'd take a 30, you know. If I get minus 30 by Hydras, I'd be very happy with that pace. Because I need like 45 seconds to actually get record. And there's another 40 seconds of time save in the late game. But the late game one is harder to get than the early game one, if I'm being honest. Also just because I can reset for the early game one, which is the important part. It's just that even if I get that time save, keeping it through the mid game is hard. That's the tough part. But basically, if I can save about minus 22 phalanx and then get a clean late game, I should have it. For the most part. Ideally I'll do better than that, of course, but here I still have to experiment a bit. I feel like stopping before that cutscene trigger and then doing a quick start into it is probably an improvement. Yeah, that was somewhat slow. Not a fan, but if I get a clean Phaedra, it's alright. Yep, and dead. That's a fun part, isn't it? You get like the hard thing and then you just fail to jump. Ah, I love it. But that's the way it goes nowadays. Reset until you get a good early game and then hope and pray. But at least it's easier. Like usually once I get past Phaedra I get fairly far into a run. This time I took water. Like I get my drinks from a brewery, and besides beer they also do soft drinks. So I ordered a bunch of zero, like Coke, Fanta, Sprite equivalents, as well as just water. Carbonated water, of course, because that's what Germany is like. And yeah, they always deliver it and take back the old like things, which is very convenient. Since I don't currently own a car, not having to like lift any drinks is a good deal. And honestly, it's not that expensive. Their business model is very solid. But all of them are in the similar beer bottle kind of things. That was good. Yeah, a bit slow. I mean, I'm also back on the grind of the weight loss. I made a lot of progress, like, at my highest I was at like 114 kilograms, at my lowest I was at 89. Now I'm back at like 95, but a lot of it is also body composition, where I gained muscle as well. But still, I'm trying to cut down a lot. Oh, damn. But that was also a big boost to health anyway. And now that, like, the food tracker app that I always use finally added the AI picture thing, which is just so goddamn convenient. Like, even though it's not perfect, not even by a long shot, it gives you a decent estimate and saves so much time that it's just worth it. It's so good. I mean, you know, for me, if you just look at UKSM, for example, was probably when I was at my fattest, when I was doing that run, and now compared to that recent run I did in person, like, it's worlds apart. Even slightly less bad is good. Like, I have a horrible sugar addiction, so whenever I walk past the Haribo aisle, I have that freaking, you know, tendency to sometimes just grab 10 packets of Haribo. Recently I haven't been buying them, and that's great. And sometimes, even if I just buy some, I just buy 1 or 2. You know, it's like, you know, it's better than, you know, buying 10. So, like, you know, good on that. If you track it, I guess you sacrifice something, but at least you're still within the calorie limit. That's okay, you know. I've also been substituting a lot with fruits and carrots. Oh, have I been a great ambassador for Haribo? Hey, if they sponsor me, I'll go back. Fuck it. I'll be eating it on stream. You Australians say lollies to sweets in general, right? Yeah, no, I'm like not obese or anything, just slightly overweight. For my liking anyway. But it's like, you know, I'm not horribly unhealthy or anything like it used to be. I mean, chips aren't great either, but you know, it is what it is. So wait, now I actually have to ask, because now I'm confused. Is it like, you know, chips as in like actual American chips, or is it like fries in Australian English? This is always confusing. Oh, okay, okay, I see. Because in German you actually call chips chips, and with chips I mean like crisps in British English, like corn chips. So crisps in British English, right? Okay, okay. Just the salty, like, snack kind of deal. Okay. It was very funny during one of our events that we did. Usurpering was there in a call with Foxy and Ruby, I think. And when she just started talking about chips, as in fries, and they thought that she was talking about like potato chips, you know, like crisps. It was a funny interaction, because from the sidelines, as a third language kind of guy, yeah, I fully understood immediately what the issue there was, and it was very funny. No, fair. Usurping always gets annoyed when I call the British crisps chips, even though it's more natural for Germans to call them chips because it's the same in German language. They just borrowed that word. And obviously my ex was American, so I learned a lot of the lingo from the American side of things. Well, as in the habit of that, because no foreigner ever who learns it as a second or third language really knows, like, really stays consistent within the dialects, which probably is the important part, right? But no one really does it. It's just a convenience thing, and sometimes it's inconsistent as fuck. I mostly use like the American way of spelling things just because it's easier. Free for free on that jump, man. That's good. Good track record. Because that's usually the hard part. And got the cycle step into plant. That's very good. That's very, very good. Holy shit, I love that. I mean, you know, fries here and there are fine. It's not too bad. I mean, it is pretty bad on the calories, but especially if you prepare them yourself without much oil, it's alright. That's also fair. I mean, you've been the colonized, you know? So, like, you didn't have enough time to develop an American-like identity, right? Oh, I can recommend it, even as a casual play. It's just so much fun. And if you have an intent on, like, trying to speedrun, even just doing individual Colossi is so much fun. It's one of those games that's easy to learn, hard to master, which makes it very, very fun as a challenge. Even just casually. Fair. I mean, you know, I'm also all over the place. Technically, my very first mother language was Russian, but my German feels more mother language-y, just because I've been using it for more things. But when people really listen, they can still hear out some slight things that give away the Russian heritage, you know? So basically the Russians realize I'm the German, and the Germans realize I'm the Russian. Yeah, man, that's the vibe. And like, culturally it's also a weird part, because I can't really call myself Russian, really. Since I haven't really... Excuse me, aggro! But now that happens, you know what is funny? I saved 15 seconds and that probably lost me like 10. So all the work I did earlier is just for nothing, man. Oh yeah, you talked about the half Dutch part. Dutch is weird. Whenever I hear Dutch, it seems like I should be able to understand it, but nah. I don't. It's a very weird hybrid, but it's fun to listen to. Yeah, okay. Yeah, man. Okay, that's totally on me. Aggro misbehaved. Oh my god. But at least I'm consistent on the Gaius. This is a good sign. The Gaius has been good. Honestly, the coolest thing ever is to listen to Dutch people that know German as a second language, because the accent is just... it's something else. But it's very cool, you know? And somehow it's a much thicker accent compared to when Dutch people talk in English. Because in English they barely have any accent, it feels like. Hey there, thanks for the good luck. I mean, probably just a lot of more exposure with English language rather than, like, German, which makes sense. But also German is just harder than English. German is just brutal. The grammar really wants to fuck you up so badly. Okay, man, I'll take it. That's okay. Oh, interesting. But yeah, true. But still, maybe that's just my impression. But it feels like when German people, even young people, talk English, their accent on average is probably heavier than the Dutch people. I mean, probably because Dutch is more similar to English than German is. Not sure. I can't even tell, like, how thick my accent is. I know it's gotten better compared to even a couple years ago, but it's probably still thick enough to be noticeable. I don't know. Yeah, that's a big difference anyway. And it's a whole another ballpark with the Australians with their whole like dialect kind of deal. Oh, by the way, like, what's the temperature like in Tasmania right now? You're like winter right now, right? Man, I wish it was fucking cold here. We've had like the worst heat wave it feels like ever. It's probably not ever, but actually it might be ever. Like, some parts of Germany hit 40 degrees Celsius, which is absolutely ridiculous. Feels like that never happened before kind of deal. Like, where I live, we hit 35. 35 is brutal when AC isn't a thing in most buildings. I see. Actually, now thinking about it, I've never been to the Southern Hemisphere at all. Probably would be interesting to visit some places. With my tendency to be afraid of flying. Though, well, I mean, nowadays it's just like a thing where I just force myself to do it anyway. Probably flying to Japan next year, which will be sick. I will buy the whole Pokemon Center, man. But if I had to visit countries from the Southern Hemisphere, I feel like something like Peru could be very, very cool. Or even Argentina. I know a lot of people also went to South Africa, because apparently that's kind of cool. Australia as well, but it takes so long to get to Australia from here. And it's so expensive. Or New Zealand or something. Eventually I'll get to it, probably. I love traveling too much to not try it at some point. Japan will be freaking sick. That's interesting. Like, no snow at all. Because in my mind, Australia just feels like a hot as fuck place. Like, temperature-wise. But the southern parts, like Tasmania, surely are more balanced. New Zealand is a lot more balanced, right? That also might be a misconception. I don't know. Oh, South Korea is fucking great. Me as a big StarCraft nerd, I will probably visit South Korea at some point as well. But it will be my first like trip to proper Asia. Like the only quote-unquote Asia I've been to is like Turkey, which, I mean, it counts, but as a kid it was more of a hotel and beach kind of deal that my parents organized, so I don't even think it properly counts. But yeah, buying all of Pokemon Center though. I'm unironically like probably gonna spend like 1,000 euros or something on merch, which mostly will be Pokemon. Man, here I said I had a good consistency, but that was just unfortunate. But I think I can still make it work decently well. Oh man, I can't pull it off, can I? Oh, did I understab? Oh, I understabbed, man. Come on, fuck him up. That's too slow. That's all of Australia, right? Am I continuing this run? Probably am, even though I won't like it. Yeah, let's try it. If I get a good Barba and Hydrus, I can still get a decent run going here. And it gives me a chance to get past Phaedra, even though it's not great. Hopefully I can get a very good Phaedra pathing. Yeah, man. SotC has been complaining about the fucking sun. Southern Spain also had like some very bad heat. It's not even like August yet, and they've been already hitting like 46, 47, which is a big oof. But Civil is always hot as fuck, so yeah, man. Okay, what if I actually tried the thing I always talk about? Surely it's decently doable. That's not what I meant, but I can probably... Okay, this is not worth it, man. Okay. Thanks, I hate it, aggro. Thank you. I mean, I can't complain about aggro. Whatever I was trying there was bullshit. I would have to actually map it out outside of a run. Okay, no, this is dead. This is dead as fuck. If it happens once, it's fairly dead. If it happens twice, the run is minus 20 at that point. Oh god. Okay, well. Dude, wow. I mean, I feel that as well. I mean, I'm not ginger, but I'm basically allergic to the sun. When I was like visiting Miami, I was the only guy of the group to put on sunscreen, like the 50% one or whatever, and I still got sunburned as fuck, while everyone else was fine. So later on I had to buy the 70% one, and I was still hurting like a motherfucker. So yeah, that wasn't healthy. If I were to enter somewhere near the equator, I would probably just instantly vaporize. That's what it feels like. My ancestors haven't been close to the equator, I think. Oh, you can unginger yourself into boldness. That's interesting. I haven't heard of that concept before. Also, that's not the setup I was looking for, but I can work with that. Interesting how that works out sometimes. I think as a kid my hair would randomly change color when it was like in the sun for a lot. Now I just have these spots here, man. It's still fine. If it retreats further, I will probably just go fucking bald. I don't care. A lot of people do the hair transplant thing in Turkey, which is just hella sus to me. I'd rather go bald, not gonna lie. Oh really? That's a common thing. I never heard about that before. That's interesting. So what you mean is staying ginger after a certain age, you're basically like a unicorn among unicorns or something. Okay, I can't keep like doing it this way, but I somehow unlearned how to do the launch. Maybe I'm charging for too long. Or not long enough. One of the two. That's okay though. Oh, so you basically gotta be top tier ginger to stay ginger. I don't know, I personally think ginger hair is pretty cool. Makes you kinda special. Could be me. Nowhere close to that, besides maybe the fact that I still get sunburned as if I were... Okay, now gotta lock a fuck in and get that guys rolling. Surely. I mean, honestly, the only thing about these guys is either I get a meme stab, or I just grab a bit to the wrong side, which makes the whole thing harder. But the arrows and the timing of everything else felt right. Imagine, Turkish Airlines so efficient. You can just fly to Turkey from Australia and it's still cheaper. Imagine. It'll be funny. Go to Thailand, man. Get the fucked up one. Oh, Brezhnev eyebrows are no joke. Gives you authority in some way. I know exactly what you're talking about, obviously. Iconic. But whenever people do their eyebrows, it just seems kind of weird. They always look worse after, it feels like. But maybe that's just a taste kind of thing. I know some people just get them tattooed, which is also wild. Like, even get makeup tattoos and stuff, which is hella sus to me. Wow, that was a save. That, like, usually never works, but just now it did. And got a plant. Lovely. Love that shit. I mean, if you really want to get plastic surgery, you should probably go to South Korea. There it's basically part of a culture. I don't know, I feel like head tattoos are kinda cool, as long as you can pull it off with a line of work and stuff. Since I work in a bank, I have to get all my tattoos somewhere that can be hidden by a suit or a shirt. So sometimes when I do like the appointments and just lean forward just enough, you can see like the tip of this one, but it's never bad enough where it impacts anything. Also, this is a great pace, by the way. The Gaius was very good. I'm finally getting the hang of Gaius, it feels like. Now hopefully I won't fuck up Phaedra again. This could be good pace. It's the best pace of the day. Only lost like 10 seconds to gold, which is wild. But yeah, I'll just do the Phaedra safely and cleanly. Hopefully that works out. Yeah, it is strange, because especially most of the time the people that get plastic surgery are the ones that don't really need it, right? But I get it with some people that have like deformities or things like that. Or actually have like issues. Like if you get a nose job, if you have trouble breathing and stuff. Those I get. But most of the time, like, it just feels unnecessary. But, oh well. People can decide for themselves, obviously. But at that point, if you're getting one, why would you get a cheap, dodgy one? You know? Okay, full focus. The biggest problem on Phaedra in any percent is that the lineup isn't 100%. That's what I mean. The problem is that the fact that there's variance on the aggro stance, it never lines up in a way that is consistent, and it annoys the crap out of me. Even though it was fully my fault, I just lined up in a slightly wrong way, but still. Man, today has been rough. I've been getting good paces past guys, which is great. Man. That's rough. I'll give it a few more tries. At least my guys have been consistent, which is good. I don't think it's even a Phaedra practice. I just think I was slightly off by a little bit every time, which is sad. Like, I know I can hit it consistently as long as I land on the freaking leg in a correct way. But it's fine. Can't get too mad about it because it's just part of the thing. And if I keep, like, in other times when I've been streaming, I would have been so happy with the consistency on Gaius. Like, there were times I couldn't even get past Gaius properly. And right now I'm doing it with good paces over and over again. So it's basically just the Phaedra, which is usually easier to hit. And once I get past Phaedra, I can get on a decent run. Because especially if the Gaius is good and the Phaedra is okay, like, you can get away with a lot more. That's okay. That's okay. I barely drink any alcohol whatsoever nowadays. Even though I drank some yesterday, I've had like a shot of raspberry liquor. But it's not a common occurrence. So no, not really a wine drinker or anything, alcohol really. Nowadays, honestly, the only somewhat regular time I get alcohol is at the Greek restaurant, just because they shove the ouzo towards you and you can't escape it. But I'm mostly absolutely clean. I mean, you know, it's fine to enjoy in moderation. Wine specifically also has some nice taste to it. It's just like, you know, in my family history, alcohol addiction was always like a big topic. So it just feels like, for me, I have to be more cautious about it. Genetically, I'm predisposed to, like, alcoholism in a way. So being a bit more careful about it seems reasonable. Yeah, especially in Germany, culturally it's crazy what you can get away with and not call it alcoholism or severe drinking problems when it really is. Because they're like, oh yeah, sure, of course. You would just day drink every day on a regular basis. It's fine. Okay, man. What the fuck bullshit kind of crap was that, man? Avoided the shake at least. Have you seen that? That was weird. Okay, you know what? I think I only failed Gaius twice, and those fails weren't even that bad today. And like I got past Gaius on good pace like 3 or 4 times. So I feel kind of confident. I think I can pull it off again. Yeah, it's always a matter of you probably can, but should you kind of deal, right? Okay, I didn't plan on that, because that's actually kind of slower than going around it, but that's alright. Also, how is like the control input? Because some people asked for it, so I added it back in, but I had trouble finding a proper space for it on the layout. So at the top left it just feels kinda off, but it does the job. Is it properly visible enough? If you're watching it on a bigger screen or whatever. Like, it feels like I should reorganize chat to fit it in, or like reorganize the live split, but I don't know. Not a great jump, but that's okay. Yeah, you can see the rough outline of it, huh? Bro! Okay, I think that still works. But thanks, I hate it so much. I'm not even sure if I hit the arrows enough there. This is so fucked. Oh my god, is all of this so fucked. Thanks, I hate it. Bro! Okay, this is a done deal. Yeah, that's a thing I would have to reorganize. That's brutal. Basically, I got up there and I have to do a very specific kind of input to get the lineup. And then instead of like doing the roll, I accidentally pressed the aim before the roll, which just fucks up everything. No, it sucks. But oh well. That wasn't even. But yeah, because of the tilt, when I got onto the arm, I was too far left when he untilted. Yeah, runs go on. Honestly, it's ridiculous how good of like a time I've had with Gaius and how I haven't gotten a single run past Phaedra today. But that's part of the way I will have to grind it out. I have to aim for like ridiculous guys and Phaedra at times to even stand a chance of a pace. It's like basically get a good pace past, let's say, Barba, and then from that point on the run actually starts being interesting. Okay. I have never actually landed on this part of the face before when I was doing the setup correctly, but it didn't feel like I was doing the setup incorrectly, which is the awkward part. Oh well. Yeah, I've done some cooking today. I made a burrito mix, which turned out very well. Very good. And it's like always a big batch that lasts me for like at least a week, which is great. Love that. Yeah, I don't know, anything like that, I'm probably a lost cause. Recently used to send me a very cool looking cookie recipe, but if I make myself a cookie, that's disaster waiting to happen, where I just eat all of them in one sitting. And whenever I tried pizza, it never worked out well. It was always kinda meh. Yeah. So take all the sugar and all the chocolate in the house, put it all in one thing, and then add an extra stick of butter. And then you can start with the recipe, right? Always got that vibe. Okay, let me try free fall this time. This feels like a plant. Huh, that worked out surprisingly well though. I wonder if I should just go for free fall stabs now. What could have happened is, ever since I started this setup, I've been getting faster at getting there, so I probably always was too fast on the whole thing. But that's alright. Yeah, specifically alcohol and like very sugary kind of cocktails like that are just a killer when it comes to calories and stuff. Okay, another chance at Gaius, though. This time I will get past Gaius and Phaedra for sure. I feel it. I fucking feel it. Valis and Quad haven't been great, but all of that won't matter if I just pull this off well. Okay, that was a better jump. Way better. Oh, carrot cakes are great. Man, cake is just so dangerous, and ice cream, milkshakes. Could eat all of that shit, 4,000 calories worth. It's all so bad. So bad for you. I still have to decide on a snack for the movie theater later, and it feels like Haribo is just the only correct choice, but I don't want to overdo it. Any ideas on more healthy movie snacks? I wonder. None of them are really. That's the whole problem, isn't it? Salty popcorn isn't actually as bad as the sugary one. Even though sugar is standard and I prefer sugar, I might go for salty popcorn, not gonna lie. Salty popcorn kinda goes hard. Yeah, saved! Saved, that counts! Holy shit, that counts. And that's also a plant, isn't it? Holy. I saved that. I saved that so hard. If I've ever saved something, that was a save. Ugh. You know, you can basically make that whole thing work nowhere where you grab. It's just the farther away you grab, the more you have to use a boost. So basically letting go at the correct point. This grab was fucking garbage, but I just about saved it anyway, which is so cool. Okay, this is a pace. It's not the best pace ever. Like last one was for 5 seconds faster, but I'll take this. This is good enough. Now, if I get this past Phaedra, now that would be something. Imagine just hitting a freaking Phaedra launch like I did in the freaking marathon last week. Wouldn't that be great for once? But I'm very happy with the way my guys have been today. I think I'm finally getting the consistency on them more so than I used to. I finally am figuring out the little details, which makes it just a little bit easier to hit. I'm glad it's starting to work. And this is like the only thing I need. Like, if I can get a minus 15 to 20 pace past Avion every time, I will probably record within a couple days. Like, it's just that consistency part in the early game which is killing me. But hey, maybe if I get like the Phaedra going, and then a nice Barba. It's rarely you get a nice Barba, but a nice Barba can save another 15 seconds or so. Well, let's see. And also, someone, if I don't think about it myself, remind me next time to try and figure out the Phaedra setup to do the quick start there. I think I could figure out something that works well, where I can just get that IGT time safe every time without losing too much on the setup. Just feels like a smart thing to try and find the setup for. Well, anyway. Time to not mess it up. So far, so good. Yeah! Let's fucking go, man. Let's fucking go. That wasn't like the best setup, but I saved it so much by just cutting it short by a little bit, man. Love it. Okay, this is fucking garbage though, but I'll take it anyway. This is fucking short. I'm not jump stabbing this. The jump stab would have been safe here, but I'd rather take this. Well, not next reset, more like next stream. Or if I decide to go into research mode. But hopefully I can just roll with this run more so. It will lose a bit of time because I was a bit slow on the transition there. But it should still be a decent pace. Okay. Lost 7 seconds, a bit worse than I've hoped for. But being ahead after Phaedra in general is usually a good sign. I mean, for this run so far, you're completely correct. Now, if I can get a good Barba and Hydrus, I can probably get to minus 25 by Hydrus if I do it perfectly. It's important that my aggro management is on point, which is honestly the biggest run killer nowadays anyway. Besides the Colossus themselves, it's just aggro running into rocks. Thanks for the good luck. 189 centimeters, or 6 foot 2.5, I think, in Imperial. Whatever you guys use down there, I have no idea. Yeah, no. People are always surprised when they first meet me in person, from all the speedrunners I've met, about how tall I am. Just a little bit taller than you. Just a little bit. Break build. Yeah, currently I'm cutting calories a lot, and it's been shaky, but I trust the process. It always feels like you're not making enough progress until it just like bam, all of a sudden big spike because the body suddenly like decided to give you a boost there, which is always so weird. Because I'm also like daily looking at weight and body composition for my watch. Yeah, that is probably the biggest thing, right? Just moving more gives you so much. I haven't been to the gym in like 2 weeks and it's fucking horrible, but I've been too exhausted. Tomorrow I will definitely go. I have no excuse anymore. And today, to the cinema, I'll probably go by foot just to get some steps in. Okay, let's see. Wing up, huh? I would have hoped for wing up at the marathon event just because this is easier to pull off. I got wing down and Wonder just decided to not. He just shook out and stumbled, which was sad, so I had to do a backup, which was just, you know, going tail second. But that was a solid avion. I mean, honestly, sometimes, even though you shouldn't think that way, it never works, it's kind of stupid. But sometimes it's like, okay, I'm gonna eat this fucking thing and then force myself to burn it again. Yeah. It isn't how it works at all, but sometimes it just gives you like, you know, sometimes it's just necessary, man. I felt kind of far away from the Death Spaghetti, which will lose me a couple seconds here, even though the avion was fine. So even though the guy's start was alright, I've been losing a bit of time here. I can probably get it back with a good barba if I get one. Yeah, the hitbox is great. I've had like a couple very good barbas a couple streams ago, but it's never like something that's fully in your control, it feels like. But the difference between a good barba and an average barba is massive. I mean, yeah. That's the important part. Just being aware of what you're doing. That's the biggest thing. I mean, 2 weeks ago, I literally did a food challenge where I ate a 1.2 kilogram steak and had a big ass milkshake with it. I think that day with a bunch of other stuff I probably ate like 4.5k calories, and you know, as long as all the other days you are like doing the stuff you do, it's fine. That food challenge was great, man. Love it. Well, the thing is, that restaurant is just very good, and they have the food challenges, and it's far away from me. So whenever I get there, I'm like, okay, if I get one of those food challenges done, you get points on the leaderboard, and all of a sudden it's gamified. So I already have 3 out of 4 of the challenges done. I ate a 1.2 kilogram steak, I ate a 1 kilogram schnitzel, a 750 gram currywurst, and now the last thing on the menu left that I haven't done is a 3 kilogram burger. There's no way in hell I can manage a 3 kilogram burger. The other thing's fine, you know. With effort you can do it, but a 1k burger, 1 kilogram burger is just ridiculous. 3 kilogram burgers, mind you. So 1 kilogram is just a patty. and there's more to it. It's stupid. Oh, come on, don't do that shit. This is always the stupid shit that loses me time for no reason. I hate it. Okay, come on. Let's fucking do it. Let's hope for the best. Oh, it's like... if you like... Let me focus on this and then talk about it further, but it's... Okay, sure, we'll go from this side, fine, if you insist. Oh my god, this is so terrible. Thanks, I hate it, man. Why? Why? Okay, sure, man. This is a dead run. Not that I couldn't recover it, it's just that time save was too much. Imagine like a regular doner kebab. Put like 4 of those like in a circle. And then that like circle that you get, make a burger out of it. That's like this thick and like, yeah, man. I mean, that was brutal, but also I'm not too sad about it because I've been kind of losing the pace after Gaius. Yeah, I mean, I will try it next time, and the good thing is if you can't finish it, you can just take the rest with you and you have some burger for the next day, you know? And the steak was absolutely delicious. It was fantastic. So, you know, on their website I'm somewhat of a food speedrunner as well. I get stupid competitive about silly things like that. Yeah, I always get that when I'm at like a buffet kind of restaurant. Because usually the food is kind of mid as well on those. But you just eat a shit ton. And then afterwards it doesn't even feel satisfying. Okay, the delay is just terrible right now. Can I even reset it anymore, or is it still fucked? Still kind of fucked. I'm not a fish kind of guy. I had some... Yeah, no, I just can't eat fish. I don't like the taste of fish at all. Besides sushi. I love sushi. I like raw fish basically, and I like salted fish. But like your regular old fried fish, nah, I don't like that at all. Not my vibe. it's like, for me, it's like that moment when I can feel and see the fish is prepared perfectly and beautifully. At that point it tastes mid to me, you know, it's just, you know, not my taste. And anything else is just not something I can eat. My body rejects the taste. So I have a patience of about one more Gaius attempt right now. And I've been streaming for 2 hours and had some great attempts in. So when I will try this further until the moment where I get to Gaius again. And then no matter what happens on that Gaius, that will be the last attempt. Oh, come on, man. That's always something that people tell me I'm weird for, because I love the raw fish and sushi. But it's a different taste. The taste that people think is weird tastes not weird to me. I mean, it doesn't feel too heated when I just touched it. It might just be some kind of setup thing. Yeah, right? Honestly, all the food in Japan will be very cool to try out. Yeah, I know what you mean, but I have like a fan on. Even though I have no AC, all the windows are fucking closed fully shut. Like, everything darkened all the way out. I'm basically doing Vampire Simulator. Yeah, see, this time I just did it off of visual and it worked better, because this is the one I want to do. Yeah, exactly. See, now I went off visual and it worked out perfectly. I don't know why I'm not usually going off visual cues. That was gold. Wow. Damn. I guess this is the first time I hit a clean Gaius after like getting a bit better on the earlier section with less delays. So I guess maybe it makes sense. So now just a godlike quad, godlike Gaius, and all of a sudden I'm on the best pace of my life. I mean, technically right now I'm on the best pace ever, but that's not worth much, is it? Oh, by the way, does it still say, like... Did it update the title? Yeah, it did, okay. All good. That's why I'm putting like a freaking budget on it. The biggest question is still, you know, this is an actual problem. If I get the oversized Altaria plushie, which is the size of an actual Altaria, how do I get it through like the airport, and does it need an extra seat, you know? Does it count as a personal item? Questions upon questions. The yen is very weak right now, so instead of 500 euros, maybe I can get it for 300, you know? It's a one-time opportunity. The important questions, you know? Do I have to book pet travel for it? Can I just put it as an extra suitcase, you know? Yeah, for real, for real. It had a similar vibe compared to like when I was traveling back from the US. I made a friend of mine win in one of those like Six Flags kind of mini games, the bullshit ones. So he won me a Squirtle plush, which I still have up there. So when I was flying back, it obviously didn't fit into like the suitcase. So I took it as a personal item. And yeah, the stewardess was like, "Oh, nice Squirtle, by the way." I'm like, "Oh yeah, thanks. I know, it's very cool, man." Yeah, man. That was me. Oh, I don't give a shit about that. My little sister, whenever she gets here, she wants to take all the Pokemon with her, and I'm like, no, these are mine. Fuck off. Get your own. Buy your own. You can play with them, but put them the fuck back after. I'm an adult. I have the privilege to be stupid. Yeah, man. If I get past guys, I'm getting that Squirtle on camera. And you know, I already had like a gigantic, I already had a gigantic Bulbasaur plush. So then I had a very fitting gigantic Squirtle plush. So of course I had to buy a very much matching gigantic Charmander plush. Otherwise, you know, they wouldn't be complete. So now I have all of them. You know, it's just the way it goes, man. It's probably hard to see on stream, but back there, you know, it's like the big shrine of Pokemon, and it's not all of them. And it's funny because, like, I was participating in that Pokemon Red tournament, and like, we started talking about plushies in the Discord. So everyone posted their smallest plushie collections, and then I just posted mine and destroyed them all. So I'm the plushie weirdo of the Pokemon speedrunning Discord. But I hold on to that title with pride. You know, I earned it. I'm the Pokemon plushie guy, so whenever it's my birthday, I get like 3 or 4 Pokemon plushie gifted from different people. You know, at this point it's an automatic thing. I would never have to buy plushies again, but they self-replicate, you know. It's like with like investments, right? At a certain point, once you hit a threshold, it just grows on its own, right? Oh yeah, that would be kinda sus. But also in the end, you know, who cares? It's only when I have to like be on freaking Zoom or Teams calls I put a lot of trust into a blur function. You know, it's do or die with my reputation on that blur function. If a blur doesn't work, I'm screwed, man. I'm no longer a professional. It could have that awkward moment where it's like, oh, are these your kids? And then I'm like, I don't have kids. Oh, fuck off, man. I did that well. But then Wonder decided to be an asshole about it. Okay. Let me show him off here. Straight from fucking Fort Worth, Dallas, the Six Flags there. Bottom of the bullshit game. Because the guy who was handling the game was very, very generous and gave us extra throws. And of course, what would Squirtle do if the very underrated Bulbasaur wasn't part of it? But you know, now I had both of them. So of course, what would Bulbasaur and Squirtle do if Charmander wasn't also there, you know? So yeah, this is my adult, responsible, 30-year-old life now. This is me with my friends, you know. This is just my way of life. Also, while we're at the big plushies, I recently bought this guy. This guy is fantastic. It's so freaking soft, you know. I recommend these like circular guys to anyone because it's just a great pillow. It's amazing. Yeah, man, there was a, you know, it's not from my children, they are my children. At least the closest I've got for now, and hopefully for a while. Anyway, I was thinking about buying like big shelves for them, because right now they're just chilling on the freaking you know, it's actually kind of funny because since I work in a bank, they had like one of those things in the like what's it called? In the basement, they still had old furniture and stuff, and it had like one of those glass containers that they used to display like things. And they didn't use it anymore, so I just asked my boss, can I just take that one, you know? So I now have it here, where I display like a bunch of stuff. It includes like a shelf which has, a cabinet, that's the word. The one with like a glass, with glass around it, so it's transparent. And it has like one section where it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, at least 8 Anteater plushies and Anteater memorabilia, because it's a big meme. Like each time I am at a zoo and they have an Anteater plush, I have to buy it for science. So now I just have a ton of them. I also have a painting made by an Anteater. Boomy, the Anteater from the North Florida Wildlife Reserve, made a picture with his paw print, which is very cool. And yeah, man, I'm totally normal, okay? It's everyone else who's weird. Anyway, I think I've been streaming for 2 hours 10 minutes. For me, it's about time where I'm losing patience. But I think I've had some decent attempts at runs at least. So I'm happy with it regardless. I mean, it's always nice to collect something as long as you're responsible with the expenses on it, you know. I have a, well, high-paying job is probably saying too much, but a decently paying job with high upwards mobility if I get to a certain level. So, you know, why not afford all of this stupid shit to be a bit happier, right? Yeah, you should sleep, and I'm losing patience with this game, so I think I'll come back at a later point. So maybe tomorrow, if not tomorrow, sometime during the next week. But thank you so much for hanging out, by the way. I appreciate it a lot, 3K. And thank you everyone else for watching who was lurking. I saw it, like, at some point we were hitting like 12 viewers across platforms, which isn't much, but you know, it's a decent bit for me.